we go to our next segment.
Oh, boy.
Is anyone hungry? Who wants sushi? Let's go to the Ichiban restaurant, which I imagine is somewhere near Winter Park, Florida, or Orlando vicinity, because that's where they film these shows. We see the NXT Women's Tag... I don't know if you guys are ready for this segment, if you've not watched this. We go to the Women's Tag Team Champions, Io Shirai and Zoey Stark. Now, Zoey, last week, told her partner, Io, look, I know you don't like me, but we should be friends. We're champions. We should get along. We should partners. We should do stuff. So she wanted to bond with Io. And, well, a good way to bond with someone is share a meal with them, right? Go out.
Yeah, going out in the town.
So they go out on the town for some lunch to a Japanese restaurant. And they're sitting down. And, well, Zoey pretty much tries to sell herself to Io. Like, hey, I want to work on this bond. You know, you were friends with Kairi Sane, and you guys were just great, and you had that bond and friends, and that's what we need. We need to be friends. We need to do this. The server comes by, and Io starts to speak to her in Japanese. And Io just starts ordering all these things in Japanese on this menu at this sushi restaurant. And then the waiter turns to Zoey, and Zoey's like, oh, I'll have whatever she ordered too.
Whoa.
I'll have what she's having. So the server eventually comes back with plates and plates of just various seafood dishes. We got like sushi, there's lots of squid, lots of octopus.
Yes.
Which Zoey realizes she's not a fan of. So while the server's coming and going, and Io and her are trying to talk, trying to bond, Zoe's doing the classic eat the food and then spit it out in a napkin and drop it to the floor.
Have you done this before?
No. I mean, if you're at someone's house and it's a big Christmas family dinner and they got dogs, like, guilty. But not at a restaurant where you're just going to drop it on the floor.
I haven't done it at a restaurant. I used to do it like at my grandma's.
Yeah.
Sometimes she just cooked the broccoli a bit weird.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd wrap it in a tissue, put it in my like school blazer pocket.
Yeah.
Then I'd go to the loo and I'd flush
That's
it.
exactly it. Yeah. But Zoey didn't do that.
No.
Zoey just ate it.
Dumped it on the floor.
Yeah. So she's eating all this seafood, and at one point she takes a piece of the squid and throws it behind her, and just like goes against this glass.
The wall.
I wish I was making all of this up. I'm trying to review a wrestling show, but here I am talking about squid being thrown against the wall at a restaurant. So Io and Zoey are having this moment, and Zoey fucking hates sushi. She cannot stand this. So she says, oh, I loved it. It was delicious. Oh, it's so good. And it looks like the check has come. And, well, Io just shoves it to Zoey. Like, oh, thanks for covering the check, friend, pal. And Zoey's kind of like, oh, great. Like, now I got to pay for all this food that I didn't even like. And she says, hey, Io, like, wait up. And sees the server, who she's got to pay the check, and says, hey, how do you know Io? She clearly knows you because, like, you were so friendly.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, no, we just speak the same language. And then walks off. So Zoe's like, maybe I have to learn Japanese.
So, yeah, I think that's what we're getting. Zoey learning Japanese vignettes.
Yeah, she asks the server, oh, you must be from Japan. No, actually, I'm from Kansas.
Yeah.
And then walks off. What did I just watch? What did I just talk about?
Yeah, this wasn't great, but I kind of enjoyed it.
It made me like it more talking about it.
It was...
It was really
It's
bad.
like watching two mates try and make a movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't acted well at all.
Right.
We've seen this stuff before, the like ordering the same shit gag. Like, I've seen that in movies and shows and sitcoms and stuff. It happens quite a lot. I did it once at a Subway in Newcastle.
You ate a sub?
Girl in front of me ordered like a foot-long sub.
Yeah, she did.
And ordered all this shit in it. And I looked at it and was like, you know what? I'll just have what she had.
Oh.
Came to like £19.
Was it tuna?
Like, that's a lot.
Was it seafood salad?
No.
Crab
It
salad?
tasted great. It was like, I was like, how is it so fucking much money?
Right.
It's like, oh, she ordered like triple bacon and triple this and this and this. Yeah, big girl.
Yeah, you did. So you're saying
It sobered me up. It was great, but it just cost a lot of money. But yeah, so I've made the same mistake as Zoe before.
I found this really weird. Io Shirai, my favorite all time, the best. Zoe definitely been working here in NXT, especially the wrestling. Like, she's amazing, and they won the titles. Great. Now they're going with this angle where they're not friends, but they got to get to each other. Okay,
It's very forced.
yeah. And I don't want to be that guy, but definitely pushing the like Japanese like sushi. It's like
Well, it wasn't that it was it was more that it was
Yeah.
the squid and the raw shit, you know?
It is true. And look, people definitely don't like sushi, and I get it. But it just felt like for her to be like, oh, like at the end, just kind of like, oh, great food, like being like it's gross. It's just kind of like, this is the best you could have come up with? Is what I like. Kind of like where you take her out to karaoke and be like, oh, don't you love karaoke? You're Japanese. You should love karaoke. We should It's like, it just kind of was like, all right, like you do this. This didn't work for me, and I laughed out loud. Almost our jaws were almost on the floor watching this. Like, really, what is this? Maybe it did what they were trying to do. I don't know, but it definitely was.
It wasn't good.
No.
It wasn't good. Both like acted pretty badly, but you know, maybe it's. I guess we can say again, this is developmental, you know, and maybe it is like we want to get EO to.
That makes sense in developmental. You know, you don't make a lot of money, therefore you never eat sushi, because she didn't even know what sushi was. How old are you? You've never heard of sushi? You've never been?
Well, come on, they weren't eating maki rolls and sashimi.
She
and
said
shit. They were having like
no. Hold on. She said, "Hey, what's that? Guacamole? I love
wasabi.
it."
That was funny though, because EO was like, "Oh yeah, like put it all on."
Yeah, eat it all. Yeah.
But like, I see this maybe as trying to get EO to talk a bit more and like explore that a bit. You know, she's gonna be having to do all this shit if she moves up ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was bad. Yeah, I agree. It was bad. I'm not offended that they went to a sushi restaurant.
I'm not saying I'm offended. I'm just like it could be seen as that way. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be that guy, but I could see people being like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like that's what you did." Like,
but it's a culture shock
Yeah,
thing. It's
yeah.
like that's nothing offensive about that. Like you see it all the time.
She's spitting out everything she ate. She spit and put on the floor, which also terrible manners in a restaurant. That's just mean.
Yeah.
Like Io literally left. You could have just thrown it out right then. But instead, you were spitting it on the floor. That's disgusting.
I still want to see them go to the bar. I want to see
a bar would have been
guys
better.
trying to pick them up.
Exactly.
And
Would that have been better?
that would be way more fun.
That would have been way better.
But I expect we'll see some more of these vignettes.
Well, now
and
she's gotta
learn Japanese.
Yeah, Rosetta Stone or something. She's gonna be like headphones on. Like,
Well, maybe we get a couple of weeks and then she wins EO's trust because EO takes her to like a Japanese bar,
right.
and some creepy guys are trying to hit on EO, and then she stands up and in Japanese says like "fuck off," that's my friend, and then EO's like, "All right, yeah."
And
you see, we can make this work, Braden.
right.
We can make this
There's
work.
definitely something there, but they're not going about it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad first start, but I can definitely see us getting more of these.
Bad first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did go to a sushi restaurant this week. A really nice
yeah?
one, like a fancy one in Baldwin Village, Toronto. It was wonderful, and sushi is good. I know
I
it's
like
not for
sushi.
everyone.
I like
know it's
sushi.
not for everyone, but it is